Hey there, how there, ho there, Chef Cutter Diamond. Welcome you to the final of the PC Replay Baseball Bracket 3 Championship. As today, it will be the 1923 Kansas City Monarchs from the Negro Leagues versus the 1912 Red Sox of the World Series champions, of course, the inaugural year of Fenway Park. Someone's going to be the top team in Group C and get a top 3 seed in the Tournament of Champions. So, of course, throughout the past 3 weeks, we've had 32 team brackets, 24 seasonal slash seasonal slash decades sets. The top four in each one through the playoffs, which was happening last October and this October, got into the tournament. Now, I made it like discreet. I don't know if that's the right word, but whatever you want to call it. But anyway, just to let you know that three brackets. The 8 of the 24 seasonal slash decades winners would be in 8 second places, 8 thirds, and 8 fourths. So 8 times 3 is 24. And the rule was that they would be seeded 1 to 8. The top guys 1 to 8, no matter what. Second place in the set would be 9 to 16. Third place would get a seed from 17 to 24, and fourth place would get a seed from 25 to 32. And based on their real life stuff, will be given a seed number and all that. So we're gonna just play that for you. We will set up the 32 team tournament in our tournament primer, which I will release tomorrow morning. So I will try to make sure that I'm up early enough that I can actually throw it up on YouTube. It should be about 6:30 in the morning, the primer, and then of course we set everything up for tomorrow. Now, of course, we know Group A and Group B, like how good they were. The winners in Group A were the 1924 Washington Senators. Second place, the 2020 Dodgers, then the 85 Cardinals, 98 Padres, 41 Yankees, 95 Indians, 61 Giants, 79 65 Twins, 1920 Indians, and the 47 Dodgers in that order. In Group B, we had the 42 Cardinals win the thing over the 1911 A's. Also, you have the 1909 Pirates, 99 Diamondbacks, 54 Giants, 1908 Cubs, the 93 Cards, the 2020 Cubs, the 1908 Tigers, and the 1941 BoSox. We do have, yeah, of course, one of these two teams will move on. Third place was the 98 Yankees. Fourth place are the 2020 White Sox. The 1981 Expos #5, then the 1990 A's, the 55 Yankees, the 1930 Cardinals, the 2016 Cubs, the 1906 Cubs, and the 1947 Tribe. So who will win this? Now there is a bit of a thing. We know that the 1942 Cardinals out of the B group are going to win. Are going to win the 1 seed because of their seed number being #2. The 1912 Red Sox and the 1923 Monarchs, there is a battle. If the BoSox win, then they, as their seed number quest, number 10, they will get the 2 seed overall, making the 24 Senators be #3. The 2020 Dodgers are #4, and then it'll be a battle to see if the BoSox lose, they'll be the 5 seed. So if the BoSox win, they're the 2 seed, they lose to the 5 seed. If the Monarchs win, they're the 3 seed. If they lose, they're the 6 seed. Now, the situation is this, of course. The top team, if you win your bracket, 3 brackets, you're guaranteed seeds 1, 2, 3. If you take second, you go 4, 5, 6. Then third, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, blah, blah, blah. And then, of course, the top 10 from each of the 3 brackets. So, yeah, you win you get to the quarters, you're automatically in. But 3 losers from the round of 16 would also sneak in based on how far their record was. And of course, 3 times 11 is 33. What are you going to do? You can't do a play-in game because the brackets will only allow you 32 teams. So the 77 Phillies ended up being the odd man out for 11th place because they actually were below 500 and all that. The 47 Dodgers and the 47 Indians were above 500, like when the dust settled. That's why they got in. We'll talk about more about that in the primer. But the fact is that you see the bracket. The 1923 Monarchs ranked number 28 because they took fourth in the 20s and 30s tournaments. So they had it tough. They had to face the 81 Astros, who won the 1981 tournament, beat them in 5. Beat the 2016 Cubs, who won the 2016 seasonal tournament. They beat them in 7, and then they faced the 55 Yankees, the champions of the 1955 season, 4-2. And then in the semis, they took out the 98 Yankees, who actually took second in the 98 pull to Atlanta. And it was shocking because, that was the first time that the Monarchs actually faced someone who did not win their set. They faced the 1, 4, and 5 seeds and then number 9. Now they're facing the worst seed, who's number 10. So they've knocked out 4 top 10 teams. They can make it 5. The 1912 Red Sox have been basically lights out. Sweep the 2023 Dodgers. Sweep the 1940 Tigers. Lose 1 game to the 1930 Cardinals. And then they sweep the 2020 White Sox, who were the Cinderella because they went through 7 games. So we have a championship to decide tonight. So, of course, as always, the first 3 games will be simulated because, first to 3 will get it. Game 1, Bullet Rogan, Smokey Joe Wood. And somehow, in some way, Kansas City wins 11-7. A big win for the Monarchs. Bullet Rogan beats Smokey Joe Wood, and Newt Joseph is your hero. 11-7. I wanted. Yeah, so 6 runs in the 4th helped the Monarchs out. 4 RBIs by Newt Joseph. Larry Gardner had 3. In Game 2, it was Boston getting the revenge. Buck O'Brien beats Curry. Harry Hooper goes deep. Buck O'Brien, the MVP. 4-1. Game 3, back at Association Park in Kansas City. Sees Boston win 5-2 as Bedient beats Drake. Moore and Johnson go deep for Kansas City, but it's not enough as Hoop Bedient gets the W. Game 4 sees Kansas City get back on. Says Rogan beats Smokey Joe for the 2nd straight time. So now they're going with 3-man rotations. So this series is 2-2 headed to a Game 5. It will be Collins versus Mendez. So they let their number 4s go ahead. And it will be Kansas City 10-3 Mendez, the hero against Ripper Collins. So anyway, we got a Game 6 in Boston, Curry versus O'Brien. There is pretty much anticipation in the air if we have a Game 7 because, you definitely will have Smokey Joe versus Bullet Rogan. Boston feels to hurt Kansas City. Their AI says do this. And George Sweat's batting 107, so you can't do that. So Wade Johnston will come into DH. Boston. Client Angle is batting 067, so he can't DH. Hendrickson will. Here we go.
Replay Radio is live from Boston.
Fenway Park. And
Top
yes,
of the
this
first.
is that is Fenway Park. The old Buffalo wall was hit by advertisements. 1912 was the first year that Fenway Park was in existence for the Red Sox. Buck O'Brien, 5-0 with a 2.31 ERA going for Boston. And his opposite number is Rod Curry, 3.73. We go to the 7th. It is a 2-2 tie. Here's O'Brien to Dobie Moore, who has the sac fly today. Hit to Wenger and gone. 1 down.
1 out, base is empty.
This is a fast video, but it's not. Bullet Rogan playing left field today. Usually, he will pitch tomorrow.
2 outs, base is empty.
Tomorrow popped up to 3rd, and now here's Bubbles Anderson. They couldn't even give him a photo. Deep fly, but Hooper makes the catch. Remember, right field's not that deep.
They go down quietly, nothing doing this half inning.
Shoosh!
Bottom of the 7th.
Bottom of the 7th. Luke Curry is still on the bump. 3.53 rate. And now here's Bullet Hendrickson. Hit to Bubbles, and he gets it to 1st.
1 out, base is empty.
Here's Hick Heaney. Fly ball, McNair to center.
2 outs, base is empty.
Harry Hooper, RBI single. Sashib, strike 3.
They go down quietly, nothing doing this half inning.
And they go shoosh.
Top of the 8th.
On to the 8th. Here comes Newt Joseph. Hit or miss. It's a miss. And he was in a no-win situation.
1 out, bases empty.
Here's Hawkins. Fly ball to left.
2 outs, bases empty.
Here's Duncan. Well, the second. Got him. That's 3 outs.
An easy inning to score. 1, 2, 3. Bottom of the 8th.
Here comes Steve Yerkes. On second base, and he flies to right field.
1 out, bases empty.
Here's Tris Speaker. An RBI double. Hit the Newt, and through the infield, it snakes through. Electable. And then the pitcher's holds. It's either a ball, pass, ball, wild pitch, hot stealing, or pass.
1 out, man on first. The defense is playing in at the corners.
It's a 6, and Speaker gets caught.
2 outs, bases empty.
And he's speechless. Haha. Here's Lewis. Sashin, strike 3. That was a lucky hop.
No runs, 1 hit, and none left on. Top of the 9th.
Top of the 9th, 2-2. Buck O'Brien to Heavy Johnson. I'm going to push Buck because it is no... If Kansas City wins, it's over.
No outs, man on first.
Wins, it's down
the third
to Game
baseman
7.
is playing in.
Hurley McNair. And I don't think we had a Game 7 between the 1924 Washington and the 1932 bracket. So this will be special. Eddie's going to try to steal. But he thinks better of it.
No outs, man on first.
If there was a cross.
The third baseman is playing
in that yellow circle, that means he had to steal.
He's going to lay down a bunt.
He's going to bunt. Buck picks it up and can only get Guy first, so Renner moves to second. He walked Johnston to get to Moore. No, because you want to pitch to Johnston. He's the lesser of the guys.
1 out, man on second.
Moore's got 30 RBIs in this tournament. Here's Johnston. He's hit the left. Heavy is going to probably hold. I would have held him.
Hey.
But the dice wasn't higher. It's an RBI single by Johnston. That's
1 out, man on first.
Buck O'Brien is going to come out, and it's going to be Pete. Now he kind of has blown saves. He has 2 saves, but we're like, we have no chance. Dobie. Fly ball. Hooper makes a catch. 1 out.
2 outs, man on first.
Here's Bullet Rogan. They're going to take Rogan out, and it's going to be Sweat who's going to come in and pinch hit. I know he's 3 for 28, but something could happen. Rambo the Wagner, he's out. I think that's smart.
1 run, 2 hits,
they're worried
and
that
1
if
left
Boston
on.
scores
Bottom of the
2
9th.
runs, it's over. Rube Curry has been basically told, you need to calm down and don't fuck this up. Sweat will move to left field. I think if Curry does give up a base runner, he's going to come out. Garner, Stahl, Wagner. Hit or miss. That's a miss. Tis a miss. A fly ball to right field. Hawkins makes the catch. 1 down. Who's check? It is higher, so, well, Rube Curry, but they'll probably...
1 out, base is empty.
Here's Trick Stahl. It triples to center. Now you got the tying run 90 feet away, and Heine Wagner coming up, and that's going to be the end of
1 out,
Curry's day.
man on third. They brought the infield in.
Could walk him. That's what they'll do. They'll intentionally walk Wagner. And also
1 out,
because
men
he's
on
a good
first and
hitter,
third.
Hendrickson is not.
They brought the infield in.
And they are going to take him out. Nunemaker is going to come in to pick up a sac fly, and that's going to be the end of that. Mendez, I don't know what to do. I think Drake. Yeah, Drake is going to come in for the save. Funk Drake is coming in for the save. I don't know why. I don't really have a closer. But he strikes out Nunemaker. 2 down, and now Hick Healy.
2 outs, men on first and third.
Question now. No, he's not a good hitter. Angle's a good hitter. They're going to take their chances with Angle. 1 for 15. Just needs a hit. He grounds out, flips the first, and Funk Drake does it, and the Kansas City Monarchs
wins a close one. Until next time, this is Replay Radio signing off.
Because of their status, they win the tournament in 6 games. The 1912 Red Sox lost twice in 4 rounds. They lose once in 4 rounds. They lose 4 times to the Monarchs. What a day for Negro League baseball. Rube Curry the win, Buck O'Brien the loss, Plunk Drake the biggest save of his career. Heavy Johnson is their MVP. 3-2. So the Monarchs 3 runs on 6 hits, 2 errors, and 4 left. Boston 2 runs on 8 hits, 7 left. Score precision wasn't much. Only RBIs were by Johnston and Moore. 1 RBI by Harry Hooper. Just 1 RBI. Curry with the win, Drake the save. I don't think they really have much luck in say. Play-by-play. Well, Boston scored first when Larry Gardner, the runners on second, third. There was an error by second base. Yerk scored. Speaker and Gardner with their base runs on the corners for Stahl to fly out. Kansas City then scored twice after a wild pitch while Dobie Moore was up that scored Johnson, and then Dobie flew out to make it 2-1. Second play. Harry Hooper with a runner on second single to score Hendrickson. 2-2 tie, and then in the ninth, Heavy singled. McNair bunted him to second. Wade Johnson singles. And then after a triple by Jake Stahl, they intentionally walk Heine Wagner to get Plunk Drake to pitch. Nunemaker bats in. He strikes out at an angle for Katie, and then he grounds out. Kansas City wins 30-22 in the runs, so they just ran their guys all in a row. There was only 1 save opportunity. I don't think the Monarchs really had anyone picking up saves or all that. Eddie Cicotti was on the 1912 Red Sox, and I know that. I know he was an icon with the Philly A's. I didn't know that. I just want to know more about the Monarchs. Well, this is their statistics. No, their schedule, sorry. They took on the 81 Astros, lost game 2, but then won all 3 games at home. They were down 3-2 to the 2016 Cubs, and then had to go to Chicago, but beat them 12-3 combined. They lost the first 2 games to the 55 Yankees, but pulled off 3 straight wins on home turf, and then won Game 6 in New York. And then against the 98 squad, they lost game 2. They had a chance to take out the 98 Yankees on home turf, but lost 8-5. But no matter, they did their job. And then against the Red Sox, they were down 2-1. It looked like the 1912 Red Sox were going to do it, but pitching helped. I just want to know the pitching stats here. Nope, there was only 1 save. Plunk Drake was the only guy to say, yeah, Cliff Bell had 5 appearances. They could have easily, I don't know why they didn't use Cliff Bell and use Plunk Drake. I would have just went with Bell because he was 3-0. His ERA was 0 and all that. But yeah, I think they had faith in Plunk. And it worked out right. Bowler Rogan didn't have to pitch Game 7. Bowler Rogan beat Smokey Joe Wood twice. That's the big part. Yeah, Plunk Drake. I think they figured Cliff Bell could not come in for their save. Although he would have, I think. Yeah, the 1912 Red Sox. 1 loss through the first 4 rounds, and then they lose 4 times to the Monarchs. So the question now begins, is what the seeding is. Well, we know this much for sure. The 1923 Monarchs are going to be the 3 seed. The 1924 Senators will be the 2 seed because they had the better ranking, the better seed. So the Monarchs will now take on number 30, which is the 1941 Red Sox. So they got to go back to Fenway. The 1912 Red Sox are the 5 seed. They'll take on number 28. That is the 1920 Tribe. So Boston will play Cleveland. And I think that's a Larry Gardner battle, isn't it? Smokey Joe Wood, I think, played for the 1920 Indians. And so did Larry Gardner. Oh boy, that's going to be huge. Cleveland and Boston will have to put replacements. Yeah, Gardner can't play for... Yeah, I think Gardner and Smokey Joe Wood play for both teams. Oh boy. This will be huge. So yeah, I got to do the primer now. That will take some time and some clever tactics. But yep, we are done. So the next PC Replay Baseball video you'll see is the primer for the night for the 32 team Super Tourney. And yes, I will be slowing down everything. Like like there will be a lot more TV match. I'm planning on doing TV matches pretty much a lot. The full 9 innings, not just the scraps. You see, going to the seventh inning, but you'll see the first few innings, and then I'll be talking a lot of stuff and all that. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'm Jeff Diamond. Adieu.